Hello, good evening, all of you. Any doubts in the last class? Anybody started working on the project what we discussed the last class, employee management system? If you have any doubts, please let me know in the first 10 minutes if you have any doubts. If you don't have any doubts, I want to explain one more project, that is a student project. So, and I'll close this advanced Python after this project. Before that, if you have any doubts, please let me know in the chat box. No doubts. If you don't have any doubts, then I'll explain the last project. It's a student management system. It is somewhat similar to the project what I asked you to do. Like I asked you to do employee project. This one also similar, but here this is a student project. Can I start or any doubts? Please respond in the chat box. No doubts. Okay. Already four projects I explained. Still somebody is asking how to start the project. First step. Just you go through the videos. Everything I explained in each and every project. Balaji Kallipudi. Just you go through the videos of last 4 classes. In each and every class, I written clearly the steps. Explain the steps. First, you need to create your GUI. Next, you need to create your database. Next, you need to connect that GUI with the database. Okay. So, any students are having any doubts? If you don't have any doubts, then I'll stay. I'll go with the other project. Okay, so I'll go with this project. Maybe if anybody not there in previous classes, maybe try to understand. This is a student project. So this is student database management system. So student ID, for example, I am giving 501 student ID. First name ABCD, surname XYZ, date of birth 1/1/2000, age 22, gender male, address, mobile number. Okay, so add new. Okay, so now see here, this is added here. You see here in the list box, the details are added, right? So if you want, you can check in the database whether it is added or not. If you go to this DB browser, open database. So this is student database management system. So in this, student is the database. The database name is student. So now you can see here. So this is the data just now I added. Okay, 501, student ID, first name ABCD, last name XYZ, date of birth 1/1/2000, age 22, gender is, you can see here, this is the data what I added from the database, right? So this is the data what I added. So same thing you can see here. Okay, so this is the data I added, student. Okay, so this is what we added in the database. So 501, ABCD, XYZ, and so on, right? So if you want, you can perform clear, you can perform delete, you can perform search, you can perform update, you can perform exit. So these are all the common operations you can perform. If you want to add new, then you can add new information by giving the details, right? So now you can see here. So this is the student information. If I want to search, okay, so this is the information what I added. Okay, A B C D X Y Z. So if I want to delete, I can click here and I'll select the delete option, right? So then I can select delete. So now I deleted this data. You can go to database and you can refresh here. So now the data is deleted. I deleted from the interface GUI, and you can see, you can check here whether data is there or not. It is deleted, right? So this is the way how we are going to perform this uh, operation. So for example, if you want to search, okay, I can give some ID 501 and I'll click on search. Okay, so there is no record actually. So that's why it is not giving anything. If you want to display some message like no records, you can display it. Okay, now because it is deleted, now I deleted this, so that's why it is not giving display also. It's not going to display anything. Why? Because just now I deleted that data, right? So now I'll go to this GUI part. So this is a GUI. So student database management system. You can give background color whatever you want. Yesterday we seen powder blue we used. So this is cadet blue. So whatever you want, you can use that color. So here we are taking all the inputs from different variables like gender, address, mobile number, all these things. So it is we are going to read all this information and first design. First, how we can design this. So this is a design. So here, if you see here, student database management, it is a label. So under this label, we have first label is first name. This is a first name. It's a label, and this the respective text box entry. This is a text box for first name. Next surname, there is a label. Next there is a label for date of birth, and there is a label for age. This is a label for age, and this is a label for gender, and this is a label for address and mobile number. Okay, and so on. So these all are the different labels actually. And okay, so now we have list box. List box is for showing the details what we added in the this is buttons at this list box. Okay, list box is right side. If you see here, there is a list box right side, student details. This is a list box. Okay, so in the below we have all the buttons. Add new is a button. Next display is a button. Clear is a button. Delete is a button, and search is a button. Right. So these all are the buttons. Okay. So once this is done, you can have database. I have one more page, a database. So this is a database in student data. Just I creating student database, and in the database I am creating student table. So now see here, in student table I am using different types of columns. Student ID is first column, and it is a primary key. Next one is student name. Next one is first name, last name, date of birth, age, gender, address, mobile number. All these are just I am storing in the database, and after that I am using commit. The details will be stored. Next, adding student details. If you want to add, you need to use insert command. So insert into table name values. So we are adding these details. Next, view. View is nothing but just we are getting the data from database, that is select. Select is nothing but a view. Next, deleting. So delete is nothing but we are going to delete this from the database. Next, search data. Searching is nothing but we need to search for a particular record whose hall ticket number is given, means ID will be given, or first name will be given, or student name, last name will be given, surname. If you are given anything, then we will search. So that is what here, if you observe here, in search also you can give anything. You can give even gender, you can give here first name or last name or ID. Based on that input, you will get the result. right? Next thing is update. Update also you can update first name, last name, student ID, date of birth, age. You can update anything. Next. Okay, so similarly you can have, if you want to delete, you can delete, and if you want to search, you can search. Okay, so deleting, this is delete from student, where ID is equals to, we are going to mention the student ID, right? Any doubts? I hope you are getting right. Any doubts? Please let me know any doubts with respect to this project. You got an idea at least what we are trying to do here? Remaining students, please respond. What we are trying to do here? Is the student project is clear? As I mentioned, everywhere we are doing the same process. First, creating a interface GUI. Once GUI is created, we are creating a database. In the database, we are creating a table. In the table, okay, we are having the columns what we want to store. And once your database table is ready, simply we are going to store the details in the database table. And finally, we can okay, connect this database with the GUI part. Any doubts? Please let me know if you have any doubts. Not only this, with respect to any type of project. So far, we discussed 5 projects. So, any doubts with respect to any project? Or I given one project as assignment. Even if anybody started in that project also, any doubts, please let me know. If you have any doubts, please let me know. Even if you have any queries with respect to this advanced Python, any queries also you can ask. What you are supposed to complete at least one project, then only okay, you are going to have something from the advanced Python. If you don't do any project, then again you are going to forget. After one month, you will forget everything. If you don't practice, if you don't do any project, definitely you will forget. So that is the reason why you need to practice. You need to practice, and you need to execute and run. You can modify the projects whatever I am giving. Okay, you can change the color, or you can add some more attributes. You can add some more fields. You can change the database table. Okay, you can add some columns. You can do something so that you can understand how it is working. If you don't do anything, simply you will forget everything. Yes, programming languages are always need to be practiced. At least you do one simple program, or you work on some part of the project. So maybe you can do one project in a week. At least you do something for that project every day, so that automatically you are in that continuation process. If you are in continuation process, then automatically the things are very easy. If you don't continue this project, or if you don't do anything from the Python, again there is a big question mark after few days what you learned in from the Python. So that's why you need to continue this practicing part, and you need to work on some small projects. At least you can work on the projects whatever I given. You try to do some modifications, and you try to execute those modifications, and if possible you try to do the similar type of projects. I'm not asking you to do some wonders, right? So you can do similar type of projects. You can take a student management system. Maybe you can do the same student management system from the scratch. Maybe you can take some other attributes. So here actually I'm not taking some attributes. I'm not taking some information like some Aadhaar number. I'm not taking. Okay, so I'm not taking some college name. or I am not taking some father name, mother name. Okay, so you can take this information also in your project, and you create a respective table. And all these things are very simple and very easy also. But the thing is, only if you practice these things, and you can easily update yourselves. You need to update yourselves. Okay, so if you don't update yourselves in a particular technology, then definitely it's very difficult to sustain in the competition, because the competition is very high nowadays. If you want to sustain in the competition, if you want to stay in the competition, definitely you need to update yourselves. You need to practice yourselves, and you need to work on different new things, new technologies. You have to create your own projects, right? So any doubts, please let me know if you have any doubts. If you don't have any doubts, then I will close this session actually. If you have any doubts, please let me know. I hope you all are enjoyed this advanced Python and core Python. You learned something at least from day 1 to, okay. So now at least if you question yourselves on day 1 where you are, and now maybe almost 2 months. 1 month is for core Python and 1 month is for advanced Python. So if you question yourselves, maybe you can. I think you got something. I don't know whether you questioned yourselves, and what you learned from these days. Any okay, any improvements, you have to question yourselves, because you are the right person to judge yourselves. Maybe I'm not the correct person, because I may ask 1 or 2 questions. I can't justify. I can't judge you based on 1 or 2 questions, because it's an ocean actually. The technology is always, it's an ocean. So if you are not good in 1 or 2 concepts, I may not. Okay, I may not say like you are not up to the mark. So it's all your depends on your practice, and depends on your programming abilities, and as well as depending on the problem solving skills what you have. So at least if you practice something, at least the things, the programs what we discussed in the class, if you practice, if you continue to work, if you continue to practice, then definitely okay, uh, you will get more benefits from this course. Even you are eligible. You are, even with this knowledge, whatever the knowledge you have so far from the core and advanced Python, this knowledge is more than enough to get a placement in good company. This knowledge is more than enough actually. But the thing is, how far you are practicing, and how far you are doing, and how far you are going to continue the things. So this is also very important. You don't stop at any point. Whenever you are in a graduation stage, it's not the uh, it's not the stopping stage. Always you need to practice, always you need to work, always you need to do something. I'm not asking you to you spend some 4 hours, 5 hours Python. It is not possible. At least you spend half an hour, or at least 1 hour for this programming language. Okay, then automatically you are in a track of continuing this process. So if you are continuing that process, then automatically the things are very easy for you. Okay, so if you don't have any doubts, I'll close the session. So I hope you all are benefited from this course, and